Hello everyone, this is Professor Smart and I wanted to take a few minutes to go over with you the navigation for this course. When you log into my NCTC 1 login, this is what it's going to show. Yours is going to look a little different because you're not a professor or you're not an employee of the college, but you will have this if you need to file an IT ticket. That's if your Canvas isn't working, if you're on campus and the internet is too slow, you can file a ticket. You can also access My NCTC from here. You're going to be using library databases in this course. Also, there is another thing right here where it says all apps. Perhaps not everything is showing up. Some things I want to show you that are extra. Canvas support, you can get that here. This career Lion, this talks to you about how to do interviews, how to do resumes. You could use that. Again, here's the support ticket, library databases, My NCTC. This is if you need a parking pass. They may get to a point to where they really start enforcing that, and that's where you can get your parking pass right here. There's also on-campus tutoring, whatever campus you would like to, you can make an appointment. Then there's upswing tutoring, which means you can do tutoring online and you can upload your work. The problem with this is a lot of students wait till the very last minute to do this, and there is really no benefit in that because they're not going to get it back to you in time. So make sure you plan accordingly and you do stuff ahead. Here's also another resume builder, which is really important. It's a really cool feature. And then there's Timely Care. That is free with your tuition. You are able to get counseling for stress, for anxiety, for things that are going on in your personal life. Maybe things are going great, but you're still feeling a little bit overwhelmed. How do you deal with the day-to-day stress? How do you better prioritize things? You can go into Timely Care. I don't know if it'll let me do it now. Anyway, you can go into Timely Care, and this explains a little bit about it, how to sign up for it, and you can get the app either to your desktop or to your phone. Then you can actually pick the type of counselors that you want to go see. Someone who's maybe of your faith or your religion or of your culture, or if someone who focuses on school stress or family counseling or something like that. Many of us in our department as faculty members have used this from time to time. I'm actually dealing with a father who is elderly. I'm responsible for his primary care. Last year, my husband's health was suffering, and it just got to be too much, to be quite frank. And I used Timely Care, and it was amazing. So I really encourage you all to use this, even if things in your life are going great, but you would like a little more help in your life, or maybe some skills. I say use Timely Care. And you can even set up counseling sessions after hours, and you can speak with a real-life person. Quite a few of my students use this, and it's quite beneficial. So anyway, it's part of your tuition, so I say use it. So anyway, excuse me. So now we're going to go into Canvas. Excuse me. Yours is going to look a little bit different, of course, because you're not an instructor. It'll be your courses. So one thing I want to point out first of all, that this is our 1301 course right here. What's really important about this is the main course you have to pass. This one right here, the INRW 310-0322, these are connected. This INRW is meant to supplement this course. If it were me, I would do your INRW stuff first. It's really not that hard. The stuff isn't super difficult, but you need to be keeping up with the assignments in this as well. Some of you had not even looked at nor logged in to this course. So we're really going to have to work on that. This is just a pass-fail course, but this stuff in here is really going to help you do better with this stuff in here, okay? So you need to, first off, let me go in here. Let me show you something. There's this calendar over here. Of course, yours, let me see here. It's pulling it up. So this is your calendar feed. I don't have a lot connected, so if I wanted to add let me just add a couple courses. I've got so many courses, and in fact, I'm observing, wait, is this my online course? Yes. Tuesdays and Thursdays. These are other people's courses I'm observing, so let me just see. 1302, 1302. Let's just do these. So if you noticed, when I was on my main screen, my dashboard, this includes all my courses, just like it would include all of yours in different colors. So it would include your government, your history, your English, whatever classes you're enrolled in. And as you complete the assignments, it marks them off. Do you see that right here? You can also look at a weekly calendar if you just want to do everything due for this week. I personally like the month. And then it can take you can go to October, you can see what's coming up. You can go to November, all of these things to see what is coming up. It doesn't, maybe your professor hasn't opened the stuff yet. So anyway, I think it's really important. Then you can just look at today if you want to do that. So that's just something for you to know. You can make sure what things are in your calendar feed. You can also take things off if you want to. Sometimes there's counseling stuff that shows up, like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff in here that you can take off if you want to. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to show you. So again, go to your dashboard. So because you look at the calendar now, it's going to show all of your courses, right? So if you go to our course, just your 1301, and now you go to, on this side, if you go to our view calendar, it's only going to show you our class, okay? So that narrows it down a little bit. So this is just stuff for our class, right? What a lot of you are doing, and this is quite a problem, I'm noticing how you're navigating the course, and this is why most of you are really, really lost in the course. So let me just pull this one back up. You need to be doing the same thing with our INRW. So here's what a lot of you are doing. So notice here, you have our literacy narrative rough draft that's coming up due tomorrow, actually. So here's what you're doing. You're going and you're just clicking on our to-do list, and you're going to the literacy narrative rough draft. And this is what you are seeing. Whoops, that's just this person. I should be looking at this as a student. Let me view it as a student. Okay. So you just click on it, and this is what it pulls up. And it just tells you need to submit 2 pages, right? And you're like, where's the instructions? I don't even know what you want us to write about. Where's the writing prompt? The problem is you're not navigating the course correctly. You should go to modules. You can also close this down because we're done with this section. That keeps you from having to scroll so much. So for every single lesson, you should be going to the lesson introduction. So introducing the literacy narrative. And I'm going to do a second video that goes through this and explains it a bit more for you. What you need to do is, again, because I'm recording, it's taking forever to load. So you need to be going through and you need to be reading this introduction. You need to be taking notes over this. You need to be taking notes over things that are due, the definition. I give you a step-by-step how to get started, how to choose your topic. I'm not going to go through all that right now. But again, here's your step 2. I tell you how to write a thesis, how to do all this. I provide student models, but every lesson has a to-do list for you. You're supposed to be reading chapters 1 through 3, and everyone's an author, and chapter 14, and these 2 sections right here, okay? Then I have go through and watch what all these writers have said, and they're very short, maybe 9, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes each, and they talk about their journey through literacy. What literacy? what Shakespeare, what different things have meant to them. This is stuff to inspire you and give you ideas. You know what? Only 10% of you have viewed those videos. I don't really understand that. So try to take advantage of everything I put in here. I curate and I put things in that are going to help you in this course and help you be successful. So many people just want to log in an hour before all their stuff is due and submit it. And I can tell you that your grades reflect that. You need to be going to a lesson introduction, like lesson 3 introduction. You should be looking at that last week and planning what you have due, what you need to be reading, what you need to be watching, and then what work you need to be doing. You need to do all the reading, and I would probably do your INRW prep work before you ever start on the assignments. So that's the order you need to be doing things in every single lesson. Let me show you something here. BibliU textbook is like your bookshelf for all of your courses. You only need to do this one time to make the connection to our course and have our course textbooks. Again, yours is going to look different. I don't know if it's even going to let me do it because I'm a test student. Yeah. I'm going to have to leave student view to be able to show you how to do this. So again, let's go to BibliU textbook. And I will say, to go to BibliU textbook, what I would try to do is you need to use Google Chrome, honestly. When you're accessing it, I would go to Google Chrome. Don't do this through Safari. Safari has been having so many problems for students. So if you're just getting a blank screen, a white screen, I would try to go through Google Chrome or Google to set this up. So anyway, you get down here. I've tried to get the bookstore to remove this one because this is not even the correct textbook. It doesn't have with readings. So do not use this textbook right here. It needs to be this one, courseware. Click on this. It's going to say copy code. This is the code that you need to register. You should only have to do this one time. And that book, the book, so now you go into sign in, register a code. You need to go down here and say, no, I need to register, sign up for trial access. So anyway, you go in here and you say, no, I have a registration code, and then you're going to paste that code in here. And then it's going to require you to set up all this information, set up your password. You need to be using your NCTC email. Many of you are not able to access it because you're using some other email. You need to use your NCTC email, okay? Then you're going to need to click on register my code. It's going to make you pull up what school you are. You need to do a capital N for North Central Texas College. It has to be a capital N. That's stupid, I know, but that's what it requires. So put in a capital N, and then you put register my code, and you should be off and good to go, okay? Once you do that, I'm going to take you back to our course. You don't need to keep going to BibliU textbook every time. Once you connect it, you go right here, and then you go to our textbook and course materials, right? Once you've registered, then you'll just have to log in here. This is all you have to do, you guys. And now you go to Everyone's an Author. This is where our book is. This is what you use, Everyone's an Author, and this will be used for 1302, all right? So you go to Everyone's an Author. You might have to go, yours is going to look a little different. I can just see where students have been reading, what they've been doing, that sort of thing. So let's go to just brief contents. I'll go into the book. If you want to find a book, if there's a page number, you can always search by page number. Or you can go over here to search, and you can look up the word. I think we have a reading coming up. It's called Florida. Or you just go to chapter 1 or 2 or 3, what all these are, because I give the titles. So serving in Florida, that's one thing we're going to have to be reading. Here it is. Barbara Einrich, Serving in Florida. Click on it. And there's where you start reading, okay? I'm going to play around with this too because I think there's ways you can go in here and you can highlight stuff. You can create a note if you want to, like create a note. Like you could say something like, use this in my essay, use this quote. And then you would say that and you have that note for later, okay? And this is your notebook. You have access to your notebook at all times, all right? So that's just a little bit about how to navigate our textbooks. You always need to, when you first set up, let me go back into View as a Student. This is just, and probably many of you don't know this because this is your first time being in a college course, but you always need to go look at the course syllabus. You need to make sure you're in the right course. Number one, here's all your textbook information, what you need to do. Here's the ways you contact your instructor, my office hours, and it's really important to know my late work policy, my attendance policy. Some of this is for in-person students. I give all kinds of information in here. The last day to drop with a course of W. Things we're going to be learning in here. The student handbook, our college policies. So I would go through and look at all of this, okay? It's really important, and these are just all of the assignments to get us through, but I haven't opened everything yet, all right? So you go into course modules, and again, I've collapsed that one. So then you go in here. Let me show you something else. You need to always be on your home page. Let me go back here. This home page will show you the most recent 3 announcements. You need to be checking announcements every single day. You need to have your notifications on your phone set to do that. Because here, look, I gave a due date extension. Some of you were not aware of that. I got 6 emails from this class, people asking if they could have an extension. But I had already posted, I had given you an extension. I gave extra information about the Freedom Riders film. But on the home page, it only shows you the most recent 3. If you go look at announcements, which you should be clicking on every single day, that's part of your accountability and responsibility to be in college. If you look here, these are all the announcements I have posted since the beginning of class, right? So you need to make sure you are always checking your announcements. Let me show you grades, okay? If you go into grades, a lot of you don't know where to find your grades. So your grades, this is for test students, so you go and look at all this. It shows you what assignments are missing. Sometimes maybe you have written something and you've introduced yourself and I've given you a 50 or a 60. You can click right here and it's going to show you the comments I made. Or you can click on the assignment itself and go down here. It'll be in this area right here and you can look at the comments that I have left for you. You can also reply to those comments. Let me say this. Let me see if it'll do it. Great work. Oh, wait. Maybe that doesn't because I'm looking at it as a student. Anyway, if you're going to communicate with me, it does not always notify me when you comment back onto my submission comments. So if you have an additional question, the best thing to do is contact me through Canvas inbox, okay? That's just the best way to do things. Also, if you're going to be turning in stuff late, the best thing you need to do is you need to reach out for me, and it needs to be a valid excuse. I'm going to have to start cutting down on late work because it's getting a bit out of control already. I try to be as gracious and compassionate as I can, but I also need students to start managing your time better. And believe me, I get it. I was never one of these students who had the ability to just go to college. I always had to have 2 full-time jobs, a part-time job, and take care of a family just to make ends meet. So I totally get it. but you have to figure out something. What a lot of you are doing, like I said, you're going to our homepage and you think it's a shortcut. You're just going over here to the to-do list. You're not reading any of the assignment instructions, right? You have to always navigate through modules. So, and you need to be navigating ahead. I mean, you should already be looking at what we have due for next week. What is coming up? Make yourself a to-do list, right? So this means your final literacy narrative is going to be due on the 23rd. As soon as you turn this in tomorrow, I'm going to start giving you all feedback within a day or two, okay? You can start looking ahead at assignments coming up if you like. I don't have things past lesson 9 available yet. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go back and do a little video on the literacy narrative. One other thing I want to show you is I think I showed you on the grades. So just make sure you're keeping up with this. Make sure you know when you are missing stuff. But I'm sorry, but there are going to be consequences. My grading policy, as you can read, my grading policy, and I've talked about it in announcements, my grading policy is if I have already graded stuff and you have not turned it in, I'm going to lock the assignments. And we are already on September the 17th. So we have a lot of stuff that started to be due on like September the 3rd. So I graded a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start locking those assignments. Anyway, so hopefully that will help. Oh, I got to get out of here because it will show everybody's grades, and I'm sure you would not like that. So I want to leave student view. Now I want to go in and I want to show you that here's our INRW complimentary course. It's the same thing. The lessons are so, and I need to grade some of these here now. Some of you are doing an amazing job working ahead, but like this was yesterday, so there's probably about 7 or 8 of you that have not turned stuff in. But y'all are starting to do really good in here, so I'm super impressed and proud of you. Like I said, these assignments usually don't take much time, and honestly, if y'all start to do really, really well in the course, I may take some of these assignments out as we progress. So don't work too far ahead. Maybe 2 weeks ahead is okay if you want to do that, but I might go in and take some of these assignments out, okay? Again, I'm trying to think what else. So I think that's all for this video. This is mainly what I wanted to show you to kind of give you an idea of how to navigate the course a little bit better and help you stay on top of your assignments and your work. And so my next video is going to be a little bit about the literacy narrative. Thank you.